Hey everybody, I'm Miss Prudhomme. Today we're going to learn how to make stanky eggs. And I'm going to let you know a little bit about the history of stanky eggs. So stanky eggs is a wax-resistant dyed eggs that were used as talismans for centuries before Christianity came to the Ukraine. The legend was that an evil monster was chained to a mountain, and each spring he sent his minions out to the world. Each spring he sent his minions out to the world to see how many stanky eggs had been made. If the numbers were high enough, his chains would be tightened and he would remain in the little dungeon area. If the eggs were low, his chains would be loosened and he would be allowed to roam the earth, wreaking havoc and destruction. This is why we call Pisanki eggs riding Pisanki, tightening the chains. When Christianity came along, the traditional meanings and symbols were given a Christian theme instead of a pagan theme. Dyes were made from plants, roots, and barks. Each family had their own secret dye recipe and their own patterns. Pisanki eggs were written each spring and were used to ensure fertility in crops, people, and animals. They would be put into barns and stables and in beehives. In Christian times, baskets of Pisanki eggs were blessed by the priests and given as gifts, with a few kept as powerful protections. The art of Pisanki was almost lost to history because it was outlawed when Ukraine was taken over by another country. Ukrainian immigrants to Canada and America kept the tradition alive. Today, the modern Pisanki eggs that we now create are elevated to art form. Its acid dyed colors are used in egg rain, from huge ostrich eggs down to tiny zebra eggs. Eggs are now emptied and varnished instead of being rubbed down with lard and left whole, and there are even electric Pisanki eggs. Alright, the supplies we're using today will be eggs, and we're using the chicken eggs because it's the most common egg used for Pisanki. Farm eggs that have not been sanitized through the commercial cleaning process are the best. Other eggs can be used, but some, such as the ostrich eggs, require wet sanding and much preparation. Others, such as quail eggs, are very fragile and require a very light touch. Eggs traditionally were left whole because they had magical properties, but emptied eggs are easy to work with and they won't explode on you. So, we've already washed your eggs and prepared them, but typically you would wash them with warm water and dish soap. You would use a soft sponge to scrub away any dirt and just yuckiness on it. And then you would rinse it, pat dry, look for the eggs with no cracks, no bumps, no blemishes, and that's what you have. Already prepared it. We're not gonna do the part where we poke a hole in it, so we're gonna varnish it at the very end instead of emptying the egg. So the second step, we've already prepared it, but normally you would need a pencil where you would draw your design. So we've already drawn a little outlay so you can see what you want to put, when you want to put it, but normally you would need a pencil and write what you would like. Then you need dyes. We have yellow, red, and black dyes, and these dyes are acid dyes used to make Pisanki, and they're not edible. Once you dye them, you cannot eat these eggs. They're not like regular Easter eggs. These dyes are made with boiling water and vinegar, and then you would just follow the instructions for the dye and use the vinegar and all that. Next is the wax, which is, everybody has the black star wrapped in paper, wrapped in this little plastic bag. This black star is your wax. It's a triple refined beeswax, and that's what you use to write on the egg. Next we have the stylus, which is also on your little boards. These stylus are used in candle flames to heat the wax and draw designs on the eggs. There's electric ones too, but we're going to do the traditional. And that's all we have today are those materials. Lastly, that I would like for y'all to see, the very last page, it's this one, right here. It says, design me. We're gonna get some pencils and then design what you would like your egg to look like. And it can be anything. Okay, so we're about to start the Pasanke egg process. So I want you to go ahead and get your wax out of your bag and just sit over here. And then James H., do you mind passing around the paper towels? You just pass the sheet to everybody. No, take you one first. There you go. And as the paper towels are passed around, keep on talking about it. So once you get all of your waxes out, you already have a fire in front of you that we already pre-lit. You have your stylus. Well, this is a stylus. You have this stylus. Alright, you got it? Come out. Here you go. It won't come out. Here you go. Here you go. And don't sit your stylus on your paper towel because it will stick after we heat it up. So the first thing, since we're sharing this, pick up your stylus. Alright. And you're going to heat it up in front of your flame. And you're going to heat it up sideways. So the tip and the front of it is the pointy part. The back of it is your circle. So the one with the hole. And you're just going to complete and do it sideways. And then you're going to heat up the top of it, or the bottom of it. You can go ahead and Harley and Penelope. And once you heat it up,
you heat it both sides.
Yeah, you're gonna heat it up sideways. And then, yeah, good job. And then like here, up here, so you can get that. And once you do that part, the open, you're gonna gently sit it on your wax. It's gonna naturally melt in here because it's already hot, so it's gonna melt. Don't force it. So you see. It'll just melt in there. You're gonna get the cup part. You see the cup? See, mine's not hot, so I have to heat it, but I'm gonna show y'all. You're gonna get the cup, and you're gonna sit it here, so it naturally melts in there. So you see how I did the tip of the star, and it melts in there? You see what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm gonna heat mine up some more. Alright, see? Watch. Sit on the top. You only want to put the tip into the flame. And then after you do that, you're gonna wipe it gently onto your piece of paper to make sure there's no clogs. And then once you do that, you can start designing on your egg. And remember, whatever you design this first go around is gonna be white. Not yellow, red, or black. White. So go ahead and put whatever you would like on there. You can do, here's an example right here. You can do little flowers on it, or your white, or if you want to start your base off with dots, you know, you can do anything like that. I put little hearts on mine for my red spot. For my yellow, there's leaves and dots. And for my white, it's the flower. So you can put swigglies, flowers, leaves, anything your heart would desire. And you don't have to follow the lines either. Those are just your template to show you if you wanted to do a flower, where your lines would connect. Because at the very end, once you dye it yellow, red, black, and then heat it up, the pencil lines will no longer be there. James, which one? Sideways this way. You see them? Yeah, I'll just naturally go in there. And then after you have some wax, so that should be good enough. You're just gonna do it this way, just a little bit. And then, now you can do it. And every time your wax starts to get light or it's not really drawing well, instead of adding more wax, try first to heat up the tip and then do the step again where you wipe it down onto the paper and start on your egg. So I'm gonna go around, make sure everybody, good job, good job. Good job, James. Good job. Yeah, that's really good. Good job. Good job, Harley. Alright. And then once you feel like you've done enough that you want to be white, let me know and we'll dye the first color. And you could hold it any way you would like. If you need to hold it up close, far away, kind of like a pencil. Everybody has their own style. And when you do circles, you just want to do it just like this, because you don't want to like keep on going over, it'll start to glob up. So you just want to do little circles, like an outline, and quickly fill in.